would also like some feet and maybe a new look. Oh, hi everyone. Merry Christmas! Welcome to Splat Podcast, and I'm trying to tell Santa what I want for Christmas, but since I can't sit in his lap, then he's just gonna hold on to me so I can tell him what I want for Christmas. So join us while we talk about our top 5 favorite Santas. I'd also like a new tan, so maybe some wood stain and hands.
Kick it. Season's greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome to Splat Attack, a podcast honoring the slime-filled past. We're your jolly old elves, Heather and Manny.
And I'm your overstuffed stocking, Alex. And I can feel some magic in the air, trying not to sound like Timon as I say that. Do you guys hear sleigh bells?
Well, you know, it is close to the holiday season, and since it's past Thanksgiving, I feel like we should dive into the biggest holiday that follows next, Christmas, with learning about our top 5 Santas.
I love it. I love it. This is my favorite time of the year. I frickin' love Christmas. It is my absolute favorite. I love Halloween. Don't get me wrong. It's my number 2 favorite holiday. But you guys know, if you've watched this show around Christmas time, you know how big of a fan I am of Christmas. I recently discovered something and it makes me laugh. 1, I think it's cool, and 2, I think it's funny. I want to make sure that I get her name correctly, but I have said for years, I think the scariest thing for Halloween is dressing up for Christmas, because all Halloween fans are so frustrated that Christmas comes out so early. So I've always found it funny that on Halloween, dress up for Christmas, which I did for an episode. I forget what episode it was. I want to say it was the Simpsons episode, the Treehouse of Horror episode.
You had a Christmas background on that episode. Yeah.
But The Grinch, Jim Carrey's The Grinch from 2000, Cindy Lou Who, Taylor Momsen, which I'm sure some of our audience knows. She is now a rock metal band called The Pretty Reckless, which is a really awesome band. But she just released a Christmas album. And on the album, she does a cover of Where Are You Christmas?
Which is really cool.
Which is from,
very
obviously.
Meta.
But what makes me laugh is she released it on Halloween.
I did see that. Now that you say that. Yes.
Wow. I think she knew what she was doing with that.
100%. It's what I would have done. That's great. But I'm excited about this. I don't think I've ever really talked Christmas with either of the two of you, but at least in depth. So I'm excited to hear. I know Manny said Thanksgiving is his favorite holiday, but the two of you have 2 very different cultures from what I had when I grew up. So what was Christmas like for you guys when you were growing up?
My experiences with Christmas are a little more, his were a little more stressful, maybe. Mine were more, most of our family was pretty local. So most of it was spent at the church. We're big in the church, like did a lot of stuff. So Christmas Eve was always, at the Christmas service, and it was so cool. It's like some of my favorite memories because we do a Tannenbaum service. So start out with all the lights on. When you walk in, you get a candle, you sit down, and as the service goes along, it's in the bulletin. It tells you, okay, after this song, some lights go out, and they kind of tell the story. There's no sermon per se, but you read all the scriptures, go through the story. And so as the service would go along, it would get darker and darker and darker until all that was left was one candle, which is the Advent the candle at the front from the Advent circle. We would light them every Sunday. So the Christ candle was the only one left. We would start singing Silent Night, and we would start passing the light along the church. And so you were singing Silent Night with just candlelight. And it was just so cool. And we would sing it in German and in English. The choir director is an opera singer, and he would sing O Holy Night in a different language every year. And
he has a really good singing voice, really deep and robust.
He's a tenor, so it's not really deep, but yes. Okay. But it's just his name. But I love like that to me. And then you go home and you open your one present, which was your pajamas for the night, and you hurry up and get in your pajamas, get your baths, get in your pajamas. We'd go outside and we'd put out carrots for the reindeer, and I just accidentally thumbed down.
Terrible tradition.
Put out carrots and reindeer food for the reindeer, and put out our cookies and go to bed because Santa's coming in the morning. And so it just, I don't know, it just really makes me happy. Yeah. Like that was always our year, and we still buy matching Christmas pajamas
because her mom officially stopped doing that tradition.
But she used to still, even when we were adults, like buy matching Christmas pajamas for each of the family members.
So she felt like this was enough, and I'm going to pass it down. Yeah, I'm going to let you guys do your own traditions, and that's very sweet. I was a part of that since I've been together with her family from Christmas since 2015. So it's like, it's really cool being into that type of culture, because it was very different for me growing up, too.
We only had, Christmas was usually at my parents' house. So other holidays, we'd go to like one of the grandparents' house, but for the most part, it was right there. So we didn't have to really travel anywhere. So it was just the same, every year, but like you have that comfort in it, the same. So
and as for me, it was different for me because my family is a Cuban, and so we celebrated our Christmas pretty much on the 24th, which was Christmas Eve, and we did this Cuban tradition called Noche Buena, which is a big meal for the family when they come by. It's pork, black beans and rice, yucca plant, which is kind of like a starch.
It's similar to eating potatoes, but a little bit
garlicky and stuff.
Yeah, because Mom cooks them with lime juice and garlic and onions. It's so good.
Yeah, it simmers all day. It's great. The smell just fills the house. It's great.
The pork goes on at like 2 or 3 in the morning, and then it cooks
all day.
All day. Or I think she would put it on before bed.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
so it would cook
all night. Yeah.
So, and black beans and rice. And bread, obviously.
Yeah, Cuban bread too, which is kind of like, for those of you who don't know, it's kind of like French bread, except it's more flakier, and it's really it goes all great together. We celebrate with coffee, café con leche, which is like coffee with milk and sweetener and sweet milk, and then after that, it's Christmas morning when we open up our presents, and that's pretty much what it is. You kind of just chill the rest of the day with family. Sometimes we had a tradition for about 6 or 8 years where we would go see a movie on Christmas, and that would be the very end of our Christmas days. And then until I got a little older, when I started getting a car to drive around and see friends, and at the time Christmas started to be a little bit stressful for me from between the years of 06 to 2014.
What do you think you're doing?
That was about the last time, I think. Because that whole day would be spent in the car. I would open up the gifts on Christmas morning, and then after that, I would meet up with my dad, spend some time with him and everything. And then after that, I had a girlfriend at the time, and do Christmas at their house. And then we would, hang out for a while. Then after that, I would go to my buddy Mike's house, and we would just play fighting games. And that would be pretty much the end of my Christmas night for
just driving.
Yeah, just pretty much. That would be it. I would pretty much spend like 90% of the time in the car on Christmas.
And Noche Buena, and depending on like what age you are, you get to imbibe.
Yeah.
So sometimes you're a little hungover.
A little hungover,
like,
but
I really
yeah.
just want to go home.
So it's a little stressful, but it was fun, and it was looking back on it, man, 10 years later, it was a really fun time, and but I like the traditions that we're starting now too. I've always considered Heather's family to be like the traditional sense of the word family and stuff like that, with like their holiday traditions and stuff. So it was a neat culture getting into it, and I like the new traditions that we're doing every year too. So
Yeah,
it's nice.
We've even gotten to combine them
like two years ago. My parents came here and they did Noche Buena for Heather's family.
I cooked it with his mom here, and my family all came. So we had Christmas Eve here with the Cuban style, and then the next day we went to my parents' house and had it was like 2 Christmases.
Yeah, 2 Christmases in one. So it was very nice. Very nice.
I love it. My Christmas experience, I mean, we had I would watch TV specials and cartoons and movies throughout the entire season with the Christmas parade, the local Christmas parade. But Christmas Eve growing up, and I had mentioned this before, I think on Splat chats or something like that, Christmas Eve was mostly just spent trying to hurry up and pass the day along, because we didn't really get together with family on Christmas Eve. It was always Christmas Day. But around 96, 97, every year, it had nothing to do with Christmas, but I would do an entire playthrough of GoldenEye on the Nintendo 64. And then Christmas Day, we'd open presents. We didn't get to open a present the night before on Christmas Eve. It was Christmas Day. We opened all of them. Mom would make a breakfast casserole. And then my dad would always play Merle Haggard, Coming Home for Christmas, the album, while we were opening up Christmas presents. And then we'd get dressed and we'd go to my grandparents, and we'd be at my grandparents all day. And that was pretty much my Christmas tradition. But I learned something. And I'm very upset about this. I think this might be the first time that I'm upset to be an American. So I'm also very happy that for the first time on the podcast, I get to talk about Gail for a second.
Jordy's Gail?
Jordy's Gail. The rest of you don't know who Gail is, but Jordy has a girlfriend, and her name is Gail. She's super sweet. She grew up in a place where she didn't have Nickelodeon when she grew up, so she hasn't been on the podcast to really talk about nostalgic things that we're nostalgic for, because she isn't for them. But when we were doing the Splatter Treat testing, Jordy and myself, there was a couple occasions in which Gail would assist. So I got to have quite a bit of conversations with her while Jordy's trying to fix something. We got talking about Halloween, and at one point we got talking about Christmas, and she's Filipino. And she said that in her culture, they would celebrate Christmas October the 1st through December, which I had no clue. And that's when I was like, man, I want to be Filipino. Yeah. Can I change my ethnicity? Can I change my heritage and just be that now? Because I love Halloween.
Alex, you think that's probably going to be too much Christmas?
Not for me.
No, that's his dream, right?
I would live in that.
I mean, I bet you someone would adopt you.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'd be so happy. Love Christmas. Love my other holidays, but Christmas. But we're gonna skip ahead now, and we're gonna talk about the actual topic at hand, which is we're picking our top 5 favorite Santa Claus performances. I do want to say that this episode is going to be very different, because usually it's very 90s focused, but this is such a niche topic. There's not a whole lot of, I mean, there's a few, but there's going to be a lot of overlap if we kept it just 90s or before. So really any Santa performance is on the table. 2000, 2010, now it's all wide open.
Oh,
so,
especially the ones now. Yeah, the AIs. Those are great.
Quality.
Holidays are coming. Holidays are
Holidays are
coming.
coming. Holidays are coming. Blah. Yeah. It's a terrible commercial.
I don't even know what you're talking about, but I'm laughing like I know. He just got water up his nose.
We know what we're talking about. It was a Splat Chats episode from last year.
Man.
Talking about the AI Coca-Cola commercial.
Yeah,
But yes, any Santa performance is on the table, and there may be some overlap, and that's perfectly fine. So we're going to pick our top 5. We'll have a spot for honorable mentions and dishonorable mentions if we have any. I know I do, but we'll go ahead and get started. I'm going to stop yapping now, and I'm going to throw it over to Heather first, since she's not on the show as often as we are. So starting with your number 5, who's your number 5 Santa?
My number 5 would be the Capital One. I think it was Capital One commercial that came out like last year with John Travolta as Santa. Like, I don't know why that was so good to me. Like, staying alive Santa. Why not?
What's in your wallet?
And he was just so cool. And he was like, Boogie Fever. Like, he did all of it, but he was Santa. I don't know why.
He looks good as Santa. Yeah.
It was great to me.
No, that's fine. That's great.
I haven't seen this commercial.
It was classy, I guess. I don't know. It was to me. I loved it. And I mean, he looked like Santa, but also like sexy Santa. I don't know how to describe it other than that. Like,
sexy Santa, really?
Sexy, sexy Santa. He knows you've been naughty because he's keeping tabs.
Well, Macy's did have a sexy Santa.
Yeah.
Like, I remember that.
Target had one too. The sexy Santa.
Yeah. Wow.
His name was Chris K.
Oh, you know his name.
Well, because he had a sign.
How long have you known this man?
Because the Target, like, employee, I worked at Target too, and it was like Chris K. But that was like last year too. That was like, or that was wait, what year is it?
I think it's 25.
It was in 2024, so it was last Christmas. I gave you my heart, but the very next day.
No, God!
John Travolta, back to, the discussion at hand. He looked like a funky, like pimp. Like, I don't know how to describe it. You just have to see it. I don't know. I loved it.
I know you did.
Because it was like, I wouldn't have thought to do that. Like, just pull that out of nowhere.
You're right. It's a very original idea.
Because I wouldn't put Santa and John Travolta together. Like, where would I be like, who would make a great Santa? John Travolta.
Yeah.
Do you know who would make a great Santa?
Who?
Alec Baldwin.
It is what I was born with, eyes that have always seen the wonder in everything.
He's not in my list, but he was a really good Santa. He's
Ball?
No.
Rise of the Guardians.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Manny, who is your number 5?
This is going to be a really interesting list. I thought about this, but I wanted to go with it a different direction. I want to go with like really dingy, horrible Santas because I have a sort of a little backstory. I was not a fan of Santa, actually. And this dates back from when I first met Santa when I was probably, I would say 3 or 4. And it was so traumatizing to me that I'll never forget. My parents were in line to go see Santa. And so I just remember crying my eyes out, looking at those boots. I always connect Santa with boots. I look at those boots and then I look at that man with his beard and I start crying and yelling.
Is this why you cower when I put on that one pair of boots I have? I'm just kidding.
I told you that in confidence. But anyways, back to the topic. Yeah, I was always not a fan of Santa. For some reason, it scared me. I like to think of it as the spirit that everybody talks about, and it's very sweet and very nice, but I've never sat on Santa's lap. That's an interesting trivia fact about myself. I've never done that, because obviously it went over so well. So, yeah.
Let's do that again.
So I'm going to start with dingy, horrible Santas to sweet and very nice Santas.
Okay.
All right. So for my number 5, I'm going to choose Billy Bob Thornton and Bad Santa.
You are really Santa, right?
No, I'm an accountant. Marcus, get this kid out of here. He's freaking me out.
He is hilarious. I remember seeing that movie and just laughing so hard at this.
I still have never seen it.
Well, we'll definitely watch it sometime.
Is that your underwear?
Part of it.
Where the hell's the rest of it? No, actually, don't tell me. I don't want to know.
But yeah, he's just such a crappy, bad guy. He sucks so bad. He's such a womanizer. He's also like, just doesn't give a crap about other people. Up until like this kid who keeps on asking him if he wants sandwiches. And then finally he opens up his heart and he's like, I actually care about this stupid little kid.
I hope that you got my present and that there wasn't too much blood on it.
I thought it was going to be, fine, I just want a sandwich. I actually really like sandwich.
Okay, make me some sandwiches.
But in the movie, he actually does make him a sandwich.
Well, good.
So yeah, so it all comes full circle.
What a sandwich!
Yeah, that's actually my mom. Actually, we saw that movie as a family on Christmas in 2003, and ever since then, my mom's funny go-to line is always, "You want a sandwich?
I'll make you a sandwich.
I'll make you a sandwich."
I didn't know that was what that was.
That's where that was from. My parents quote movies all the time. It's hilarious.
But, you know, a lot of our quotes, though, are Christmas movies, if you think about it. He's a big burly man in a leisure suit.
And a leisure suit.
The man was wearing a blue leisure suit, and the plates were from Kansas. He was a huge, beastly, bulging man.
And,
leisure suit.
wow, what a hole.
Wow. What a hole.
Jensen did that. He was on top of a platform, jumped off the platform, I think at church, and then hit the ground and fell to the ground, like intentionally fell, then stood up and went, wow, what a hole.
I would have loved to hear that. Oh my God.
That's when you know you're raising them right.
Absolutely. But yeah, Billy Bob Thornton as I guess the Santa Claus character is just like, yeah, he's rough around the edges, but he kind of warms up and he becomes a little bit of a better person. So yeah, I would suggest that. It's kind of a mini movie review, but yeah, I'd suggest Bad Santa if no one's ever watched it. Check it out.
For my number 5, mine is considerably more modern, but I went with The Christmas Chronicles with Kurt Russell as Santa.
Oh yeah,
I love him.
Santa Claus?
Live and in person. One night only.
He very much throughout the movie was saying, I'm not fat. Do I look fat?
Why? Because I'm not a big fat slob?
No, I didn't mean it that way.
Oh, that's okay, Kate. Guess it's understandable. I mean, who can eat millions of cookies in one night and not get fat, right? Well, I can.
And like at one point even smacks his butt. Look, is my butt really that big?
Why must they keep drawing me like that? Does my butt really look that big to you?
He's the cool Santa. Like he still has a love for kids, which all of the ones that I'm mentioning for my top 5, all of them have a passion for kids, which he kind of, if you're going to have a good Santa, he has to, and it not be super gross and ew. But he loves kids, and he just wants to make kids happy, and he will not let anyone go without a present for Christmas.
Christmas spirit is more powerful than you could ever imagine. People need Christmas to remind themselves of how good they can be. Without it, well, Christmas simply must endure.
But it's not just kids, it's even adults who had forgotten or chose not to remember Santa anymore, because at one point he gets in a jail cell. He gets arrested at one point in this movie and has completely sold everybody in the cell that he is Santa, because he remembers every tiny little detail about these people.
Okay, I want answers, real answers, right now.
We all want answers, Dave. Especially Lisa. So first, why don't you answer that?
Answer what?
It has a whole musical number, an actual awesome musical number in the jail cell where everyone's playing music. It's like, where did these instruments come from? The magic of Christmas, of course. But it was I'm not a musical person, but this isn't a musical. I mean, it's a movie that has one music segment in it, and it's cool.
Christmas time, pretty baby, and the snow is falling on the ground.
It's cool that like Goldie Hawn plays Mrs. Claus.
Yes,
like,
and the second one.
So where's your workshop?
Why, you're walking in it.
Really?
Yes.
Well, we have over 300,000 shops here in the village.
And each and every one designed by Mrs. Claus.
the two of them together, it's perfect. Like,
I thought that was a perfect casting. When they said they were going to do part 2 and they had Goldie Hawn, I didn't care as much for 2 as I did for 1, but it was still entertaining. But Kurt Russell was also not who I would have thought would make a good Santa. And when I saw the previews for it, I was like, I don't know, this looks really silly. I don't know if I'm going to like it. I loved it. I especially loved the first one.
We were very surprised about it too. So yeah,
I remember you being skeptical
extremely
when we first watched it. And I was like, well, just let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens. And I'm like, wow, this was good.
It was really good. And he was a great Santa. A different interpretation of the character, but still honoring what made Santa so special.
Absolutely.
Back to Heather. What is your number 4?
My number 4 would also be a commercial, and that would be the M&M's commercial with Santa and the M&M's saying, he does exist, and Santa saying they do exist. And then all three of them just fainting.
Ow. So you think Santa will like these red and green M&Ms?
I don't know. I never met the guy. He does exist.
They do exist. Santa?
I don't know. It's so cute. I love the idea of like Santa being startled by M&Ms. Like, I don't know. Like him being equally in awe of an M&M.
Anthropomorphic M&Ms.
Yeah, but he knew about the M&Ms too. He's like, they do exist because they both said the same thing. Mm-hmm. So he had to know about the
Santa
M&Ms
knows
talking.
Everything.
Oh, crap, you're right.
Plot hole.
What a hole.
It's just a classic thing. And this was 90s because it was 1996.
It was.
Absolutely.
It came out. So.
Yeah. In fact, I think they still play it.
They do.
Believe it or not.
Again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That and is it you who doesn't like it or my mom who doesn't like it? The Jingle Bell.
Your mom loves that.
The
that commercial.
The Hershey Kiss one? I love that one.
So yeah, that would be my number 4. Just classic, feel good, connects me to my childhood.
It does, and not to mention, for it being a 30-second commercial, it's shot so well. It has the Nutcracker music playing, the fire is going, it's dimly lit. It's just a gorgeous-looking commercial, especially for the time when it came out, too.
Yeah. And it stands the test of time.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Manny, you're number 4.
And going with the dirty, dingy Santa Clauses, this one's kind of a jerk, but damn it, I'm nostalgic for this guy. It's the Santa from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight?
I actually have him in my dishonorable mentions.
Oh, he's my number 3.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
We're all going to mention him here.
For me, it's because it's like, it's just the nostalgia of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Turd.
Yeah, he is. He is a little bit of one. But here's the thing, though, is like I remember this movie from when I was a really little kid. Loved this movie, and I still do. I watch it every year, actually, when it comes out. So it's one of those things that you just carry with you. But every time, whenever I hear the Rudolph song, that's the one that comes to mind is that Santa Claus with those beady little eyes and his beard that just moves around up and down.
Well, Donner, where's the new member of the family?
But he is a jerk because I think he's stressed out over the fact that this Christmas is not going to be good this year or whatever.
And haven't we all been that Santa?
I have to go.
What does Papa know?
But yeah, I like this guy, and he kind of warms up towards the end, especially when they could go on the journey thanks to Rudolph's nose. So yeah, I would call him my number 4.
Well, my number 4 also happens to be from Rankin Bass, but it's not the one from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. It's from Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
Kris Kringle at your service, Miss Jessica.
Yes.
It's another good one.
The one with Mickey Rooney, where he goes by Kris Kringle throughout the movie, going against Meister Burger.
I hate toys, and toys hate me.
Where again he confronts the Winter Wizard. He falls in love and gives gifts, like the
He's
invention.
a redhead too.
Yeah, the invention of why they hang stockings by the fireplace so he can put presents in them to hide them from Meisterburger. Yeah. And getting gifts is outlawed, but he wants to give gifts not just to make kids happy, even to the point of giving a present to Meisterburger.
For you. A yo-yo? I love yo-yos.
It's cute. It's just a cute little special, and I love it. I almost picked The Year Without a Santa Claus, but Santa Claus doesn't have... I think it was the Sam Santa Claus, but it wasn't, it's different.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, I love the Miser Brothers.
Yes.
Love the Miser... But, no, if I'm going to say which one of all the Rankin Bass, which one had the best depiction of Santa, I think it's this one, because he really had the spirit of what Santa should be, I believe. Just wanting to be benevolent and loving and make people happy.
Look, all I want to do is give away these toys.
And not to mention, you grow with him too during this movie. So yeah, absolutely, you get a full sense of who the guy is. It's awesome. Which I don't think any other movie has tried to do that. Like getting him from a child to an adult. Have they? I may have missed something, but I don't know. At least to my knowledge, it hasn't.
I can't think of any.
Not to that degree. Not one that really goes into the full lore. I mean, there's Santa Claus the movie from the 80s, but it wasn't. It's not this by a long shot. It's not this.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd like to see a new movie take on the story of Santa. That could be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, has Santa always been old? Was he born old? Is this a Benjamin Button? Or is he just omnipotent and he always is and never ages? Or did he grow? And in which case, if he was a baby, who was Santa before Santa?
It kind of goes into the
like the Santa Claus.
Yeah, it kind of goes into that storyline too.
Yeah.
But Heather, what is your number 3?
The more I think about it, I want to shift gears and omit Stan Francis. Sorry, buddy. Was that his name, Stan Francis?
Yeah, Stan Francis. That was him.
Just because his Santa is kind of a little bit of a turd. Lovingly, I say so. I think I'd go with also another turd, but a turd who becomes a good soul, and that would be the Grinch.
Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more.
Because technically, he is Santa.
He brought all the gifts back.
He brought it back, and he did bring them back. So I think, and that's just like, I think my favorite of the Grinches. Well,
I was just gonna ask, which one was your favorite?
Each has its own thing that I like. Like highly quotable would be Jim Carrey. Like, whenever I can't find something to wear, that's it. I'm not going.
That's it. I'm not going.
But I think classic, you have to go with the original. Yes, that face says it all.
It's great. That's great.
Terrifying.
That's perfect.
It shocked me to my core. I'm actually not going to look up because I'm afraid you're going to keep doing it, and I'm
not doing it. I'm not doing it.
So the original animated Grinch.
Chuck Jones.
Chuck. Yeah. That would probably be my favorite. And even whenever like he's mean, you still kind of love him a little bit.
Yeah, especially like when he's, the very beginning when he's like moving his socks, because they're like, oh, they're too tight. And, he's chewing on a
straw,
a toothpick or something. Yeah. It's like, you could still sense like this guy's,
seen some things.
You want to give him a hug.
I do, because I have been him in the mornings so many days. Honestly, I've probably been him this week. So like, when your underwear is just pinching, your hosiery's bunching, and you're just one small inconvenience away from just destroying an entire village, like Godzilla. So like, I've been him. I will be him again. Some days you just need a hug, and like he just needed someone to tell him, "Hey, you are loved, and you're like you little sweetie Petey."
Well, in a way, Max was like that to him.
I feel bad for Max. Max is the doormat. Max is the human the proverbial toilet. He just takes all the poop, the crap, and he still stays by his side, and that's a true love
friend.
of a dog.
Absolutely.
As she looks at us sadly because we won't give her any more snacks.
I love the Jim Carrey. I love classic Chuck Jones. Jim Carrey Grinch will be my favorite because I'm such a huge Jim Carrey fan, and I quote, like you guys, I quote it all the time in almost every situation possible.
We were literally just talking about it last week with our friend Brandy, who is very pregnant, and she's like, I feel like the Grinch. That's it. I'm not going.
Just randomly out in the office.
Shout out if you are if you've had the baby by now, maybe you're listening to this and you're just trying to find something to keep you awake because the baby's keeping you awake. We're thinking of you.
Yes, we love you, Brandy, if you're watching this right now.
Manny, what is your number 3?
Speaking of shifting gears, I think I'm in the mood to shift some gears. Because I'm going to pick Scott Calvin.
If something should happen to me, put on my suit, the reindeer will know what to do. Yeah, right.
I love this guy. In fact, I think this was the very first time I ever seen Tim Allen, probably as a kid, because I didn't watch Home Improvement. I didn't watch sitcoms till I got a little older. But yeah, when I first saw the Santa Claus, I had no idea what to expect because the only thing I saw was the VHS cover of just him with those red pajamas and like, oh, what's up? I'm fat. And, his son Charlie looking at him over there just laughing. So I had no idea what to expect. And then when I saw, I think, a commercial for it where Santa Claus falls off a roof.
For Scott Calvin, becoming Santa Claus wasn't something he wanted.
Killed him.
Did not. That's kind of what got me interested, like, what happens to let that happen? And so I watched it, absolutely loved it. In fact, it became an instant classic for me. Ever since I was probably, when did that come out? 94? So probably like, I was 7 or 8 at the time. So yeah, I've been watching it probably since I was 8.
Every year?
I absolutely love it.
Potentially multiple times a year.
And this is actually something interesting too. I don't know if my aunt and uncle are watching, but back in 2019, my aunt and uncle visited. to spend Christmas with us, and we were watching the Santa Claus. That was the very first time my aunt watched the Santa Claus, and she's like, "This is hilarious. I love this movie." So it's amazing how some people probably to this day haven't seen it, but it's worth a watch because that points it out right there. Like, it's a timeless classic. Anybody could turn on this movie and watch it. In fact, there's such a popularity for it that a few years ago, Disney Plus made a standalone series based on the Santa Claus mythology.
Yeah,
So,
like future state. Like,
yeah,
I thought that was pretty cool because that kind of goes back to like how Santa began, kind of thing.
in a way, they write their own mythology of like, well, this is the first person that was in the suit, and this was the other person that was in the suit, and then Scott, you put on the suit. So it's kind of cool that they made up a neat little story to tie all that stuff in. So it's worth a watch. I definitely would check it out.
Keeping in line with that, my number 3 is also Tim Allen's The Santa Claus. Much like you, Manny, the first time I saw that in the theaters, and I immediately wanted it on VHS as soon as it came out, and I loved it because this was really the movie that sold me on how Santa could keep going all this time and how some of the magic worked but still stayed magic. But what sells it, though, really is Tim Allen. Yes, all the magic and the story and the comedy it's top notch, but watching him go from somebody who does not believe in Santa at all and is very egotistical and selfish, and then just does this thing against his better judgment because it would make his son happy, even for just a brief moment. And that one brief moment completely changes his life. And then watching him quite literally in more than one way transform from being Scott Calvin to Santa, not just in physical appearance, but to watch him, his attitude change. I was just thinking of this earlier because there was the scene whenever they're doing the pitch, the promo pitch for the Total Tank, and he was getting so angry, like, no, you gotta have Santa and the reindeer.
Wait a minute. No way. No way Santa's going anywhere without his sleigh.
And why do the elves have to be old people? Why can't they be like small children with silver specks on their cheeks? And like his entire attitude, his diet is changing. Now he wants all sweets and sugars and milk. And kids are lining up to sit on his lap to tell him what he wants for. And he didn't invite them. They just
kind of knew.
They all knew. They knew he was Santa. And then to watch him actually passively checking who's naughty and who's nice, and it's all in the attitude, and it's so sweet. And and by the end of the movie, he's telling everyone genuinely Merry Christmas. My favorite moment of the Santa Claus. It's a two-part. It's when he goes down the chimney and sees Sarah, the little girl who is not. Why are you so skinny? How come your clothes are so baggy? You're supposed to drink the milk. And he's like, I'm lactose intolerant, and then doesn't eat a cookie. Instead, he takes a carrot. But when he comes back later, he's in full Santa. And it's so sweet. He drinks the milk, but it's soy milk, and he's making this nasty face. And I think the milk is sour. It's like, no, it's soy milk. You said you were lactose intolerant. And he was, I did say, like, puts his hands on his hips. I did say that, didn't I? Thank you for remembering. And just before he left, he goes over very lovingly, not creepily, puts his hand on her head while she's going to sleep and whispers, Merry Christmas, Sarah.
Merry Christmas, Sarah.
Merry Christmas, Santa.
It's so cute. That whole scene. I love that scene. There's going to be another scene that's very similar that every year I just can't help but smile. And it makes me so happy that I love Tim Allen's The Santa Claus. And even the second one, and how he is in search for Mrs. Claus.
Yeah, because it was all reversing for him, and he was like, I wasn't ready for this.
And how much he doesn't want to lose that because he loves it so much, which also is something I'm going to talk about in another one. But, and the less that can be said about Santa Claus 3, the better.
Yeah, that's a good one to forget.
That does not exist. I think Jack Frost took that one away.
Yeah,
that one.
I'd like to.
Oh yeah.
I like to piggyback on one more thing too. It also hit on a sense of realism too for me, because it's like, what if someone would be like Santa Claus? This would be really odd for everyone else who's living around him. So I liked that they stuck it in a realistic world where it's like, this isn't healthy for you. You shouldn't be thinking you're Santa Claus. This isn't right. So
Like,
I like the realism
in this world now, he probably would have gotten arrested for like
why you're around all these kids. So
Yeah.
I mean, he did get arrested.
I mean, yeah, but
It just happened sooner.
Out. Like,
so yeah, that's what I have to say about that.
You know, that's the second Santa on this list that's gotten arrested, and will not be the last. All right, Heather, back to you for our number 2 best Santa.
my number 2 best Santa would be Ed Asner's Santa in Elf.
You're more of an elf than anyone I ever met. And the only one who I would want working on my sleigh tonight.
Yes.
I love him.
What in the Sam Hill?
What in the name of Sam Hill is that?
First of all, I love Ed Asner. So like, just right there, it makes me happy.
Yeah.
But when I see him, I was like, yeah, I could see that. Like he has a Santa face. And I just love the idea like of Santa growing up, someone growing up in the North Pole and like, Santa, I know him. Like
I know him. I know him.
I don't know.
He's a great Santa to bring that much joy to Buddy. If he makes Buddy that excited, he must have been a fantastic Santa.
And Santa's like kind of like,
and he's kind of
dad to
he's
him.
a gruff working man, because at the very end when he needed help with the engine on the sleigh. So yeah, so it's kind of like that in a way.
Like I love like their little relationship. It's almost like he's like his uncle or something like that, because he grew up at the North Pole.
Because Papa Elf is his dad pretty much.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, it's kind of like, I don't know, you see him not only as like Santa, but also like family.
Exactly.
Kind of thing. Which, I mean, you see that
in most
I almost said Toy Story.
Well, close.
Santa Claus, Tim Allen. But I don't know, I think like, because this is like, he's more like, he's an old man, you know, so he just seems like this grandpa role. I don't know.
Yeah.
I love.
No, I see that.
Well, it's such a classic movie. It's like one of my favorite. Like I have to watch it every year.
Yes.
So
Yes.
like there's White Christmas has to be watched every year. Elf every year. Home Alone, duh. So anyway, Ed Asner, Elf has to happen. That is all.
That is all.
Manny, who is your number 2?
This is going to be interesting because these are kind of an artistic take on Santa, but I would consider it being a very nostalgic take. I'm going to say the Coca-Cola Santas.
New Coca-Cola Santa Packs, the only real holiday refreshment. Look for this display at your store.
I feel they were like one of the earliest memories I've seen, because they used to put these Santas all over the cans, all over the boxes and bottles. And I
still are.
A friend of mine.
I mean, don't we have them in the kitchen right now?
I believe we do. I can't remember. I think
the
so.
case we just got has Santa on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
They still do it. But a friend of mine told me like they think like Coca-Cola probably spawned the sort of modern look of what Santa Claus looks like. I don't know if that's completely true or not, but I loved the old 80s and 90s artistic style that they used on him. And it looked like old Renaissance type of paintings that were nicely done. I mean, Santa like on the North Pole or in his sleigh with a bottle of Coke smiling at you or whatever. It just
makes me want to drink an icy cold Coke.
And subliminal messaging too.
Right.
It plays with your nostalgia.
Who needs milk when you have Coke?
Exactly.
Lactose intolerant? Have a Coke.
Sorry,
yeah, Sarah.
But yeah, I absolutely love those. It definitely brings me back to my childhood anytime I see pictures or anything like this in the grocery store or even just shopping on Amazon or whatever. So it's really cool to see the Coca-Cola Santa, and I don't feel like it gets talked about a lot, so I wanted to send him some love.
Well, my number 2 has a little bit of a tie-in with that. Not very much, but I don't know if it's Coca-Cola. I think it is Coca-Cola, at least one of them. But there's a lot of the Santas in that artistic style that you were talking about for the opening credits to the movie that I'm talking about, which is Ernest Saves Christmas.
Through the ancient Yuletide carol, fa la 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 la.
And Douglas Seal, I think is his name. He plays Santa.
Him. Yeah.
Which I think 90s fans are going to know him best as playing the Sultan from Aladdin.
You don't get rich by doing a once-a-week children's program on local television. You've got to stop rejecting every suitor who comes to call.
I absolutely adore this Santa. He's not what you would think of, at least in physical appearance, because he doesn't really wear the Santa outfit. I mean, he's in this little brown suit through the entire movie. He's very thin, almost no hair on the top of his head, but hair around the sides and a beautiful, thick white beard. But what I love so much about Douglas Seal as Santa is how borderline naive he is, but again, not, and I don't mean that in a negative way, because there are characters who, I mean, one guy has him arrested. There's my Santa again in the jail, and then he's surrounded by criminals, but all of them fall in love with how wonderful he is.
Excuse me, but he really is Santa Claus.
Yeah, that's right.
It's almost like if you put Bob Ross as Santa.
Oh, that would have been great.
Wow, what a neat thing to say. It's very true. Because he presents an aura of just like calm and like
yes,
gentle. Yeah.
I mean, whimsical is the best way to describe his Santa, and in this universe, the Ernest universe, which I never thought was really a thing till just this moment, but that's a real thing. But he, much like the Santa Claus movie with Tim Allen, the magic had to be passed down from person to person to person. Now, in the Santa Claus with Tim Allen's a different story, but the magic of what made Santa Claus so special would fade with time, and he had to pass it to another person, but he held on for it for too long, and he had to pass it this year or else there was going to be no Santa Claus, and he feels bad that he waited that long.
You know, I've carried this torch for more seasons than I should have done, because I loved it so much.
And you could see it. I mean, kind of the same way that Kurt Russell's character knows adults. So does the Ernest Santa. I mean, he knows all the adults by name, and they're all going, huh?
Thanks, Skippy.
But now he's also making mistakes. He had said that he went to go pay a taxi cab and pulled money out of his wallet and realized that it was play money. And because he put the real money with a play cash register set, it's like, oh no, I swapped by accident. And he's doing that more and more often.
And now I have trouble recalling who was naughty and who was nice, who asked for a toy truck, and who wanted a bicycle.
He's just so sweet, and it's so cute. He's just a sweet Santa. There's only one Santa that I love more than him, and obviously he's my number one, and we're going to talk about him in a little bit. But the Ernest movies, I love the Ernest movies, and this was the second Ernest movie that came out, and this also is one that I have to watch every year. Oh. And Jensen saw Ernest Scared Stupid over Halloween, and he fell in love with it. So now he can't wait to watch Ernest Saves Christmas with me.
That's going to be exciting for Jensen, too.
But we are actually going to take this moment before we get to our honorable, dishonorable, and number ones, and we're going to go over to our commercial break and see what else is going on in the world of Splat Attack. Stick around. We have fun during the commercial breaks. Don't skip. We do have fun. So stick around and see what's going on. We'll be right back.
Well, this doesn't look like the real Santa to me. All these top 5 Santas, I'd like to see if I can find the real one. Well, that one's not it. And neither is that one. No. That one's just painted. No. I've seen you already. No! Well, I'll keep looking. Until then, stick around for some commercials and see what else is going on. We'll be right back. Santa!
Thank you for tuning into this episode of Splat Attack. If you're enjoying this episode, please like, subscribe, and make sure to hit that notification bell to not miss what we do next. If you're listening on a podcast app, please leave us a review. Hey, if you're outside caroling, yell and spread the word of Splat Attack.
Do you hear that bell ringing? That's the Salvation Army Santa asking you if you've ever considered humbly donating, because if you haven't, you should absolutely check out our Patreon. We lovingly send you bonus minisodes every Friday, slime streams twice a month, which are live watch parties, early access to our main episodes, and sometimes you get to pick one topic for an episode each season. So go to patreon.com/splatattack and spread some love this holiday season. Ting, 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 ting. Change bowl is out. Throw some in there.
Looking to fill that stocking for that 90s Nick fan in your life? Go to bonfire.com/store/splatattack store with hyphens in between. We have shirts and mugs that are nods to your favorite classic Nick shows. You can play around with different shirt types and colors. You'll be singing the Dance of the Candy Canes in no time. Go to bonfire.com/store/splatattack store with hyphens in between.
Tune in next time, Slimesters, when we talk about Christmas in Tattertown. What? Never heard of it? Well, you will soon. Consider it a present from us to you. You can catch all the retro forgotten holiday cheer right here on Splat Attack.
Alrighty, welcome back to more Splat Attack. Welcome back to Santa, you've got to be quiet. I'm trying to start the show. Welcome back to more Splat Attack. Ah! Stop it! Stop!
Welcome back, all of you Slimesters. Man, you guys, you have no idea how difficult just reading these scripts can be.
Well, when you have a dog whining right next to you, yes. Between, we have shirts and mugs that are nods to your favorite 90s Nick show. Can I do that one more time?
The dogs did not.
Yeah. We have shirts and mugs that are nods to your favorite. We have shirts and mugs that are nods to your. Oh. We have shirts and mugs with. We have shirts and mugs.
Nothing even happened.
This whole season, I have a track record for not reading these lines right. But this season, I've been doing pretty damn good.
You've been doing great.
And now, that
She's
record
literally yawning in our faces.
That
right
record
now.
just got smashed tonight because of that right there.
Well, we are going to transition into our honorable mentions for our favorite Santas. So, Heather, do you have any honorable mentions?
Honorable mentions, I would go with, so now there's this guy on TikTok who I just love to watch. His name is Santa Corky.
Just having a cookie here.
Go and turn around.
What?
You haven't paid for the last cookies you got. Go put your hands behind your back.
Oh my gosh.
And he looks like Santa. And he just goes live and he's like in his little workshop and he's like working on some toys and he says hello to people and I don't know, he's just so sweet. He just makes me like, and he's all year round. Like you can check in with Santa all year round with Santa Corky. Check him out. He's just so sweet looking. I love little old men.
It's cute. No,
I just love them.
It's super cute because kids can just look at the phones and just be like, "That's actually Santa. I can talk to him."
Like I can talk to Santa.
It's kind of a neat way to show technology in the way that it's moving in now. So it's good. It's very nice.
Santa Corky, and whilst it is still not technically Santa, I'll Be Home for Christmas. It's one of my favorite Christmas movies.
I am a smelly and revolting jerk who doesn't deserve to live, and my sister is a mad cool goddess.
He's stuck in a Santa costume because it's glued on him, Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Yep.
So technically he's Santa not by choice. And that's just one of my other favorite movies. I'll probably talk about that more in the Girls Room episode. So, but that would be my other favorite. But he's not technically Santa, so
I would.
That's why we have it in honorable mentions.
It would count.
Santa adjacent.
Yeah, I'd say.
That's what I got.
Okay. Manny, do you have any honorable mentions?
I don't really think so, but I do have a dishonorable mention, though.
All right, we'll get to that in a sec. Because we do have dishonorable mentions. But for me, I do have I have 3 honorable mentions. One is the Santa from the Santa Experience episode of Rugrats.
You know, sometimes trying to be good is as important as being good in the first place.
He's one of the very few to ever get Angelica's good graces, but still discipline her at the same time by still giving her coal and a present, and that really made her, that made her think for a hot 5 seconds. But and again, we mentioned earlier Alec Baldwin as Santa on Rise of the Guardians, which is a really good idea for a movie, and that Santa was pretty freaking awesome, to be honest.
Absolutely.
The entire Claus family on Arthur Christmas. I love Arthur Christmas. So few people, that slips under the radar for a lot of people. If you've not watched Arthur Christmas, add it to your Christmas list this year and watch it. It's one of my favorites. And my last one, which deviates so far from everything on my list. I love this Santa, but it's David Harbour on Violent Night. I gotta watch. He is so flippin' awesome. I mean, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's exceedingly violent, but a Santa that has given up on Christmas. Kids don't believe in him anymore. All they want now is technology and phones and stuff. And then there's this girl who is quite literally trapped with her awful family who are being kidnapped. Like, it's part of the mob. And Santa goes to deliver presents to her. And now they're like, "Oh, who are you?" And they try to kill Santa, but you can't kill Santa. Santa in Mother Russia. Santa kills you.
So this is, I'm just seeing pictures of him right now. So this is the guy from Stranger Things.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Oh, wow.
We just watched this.
He makes a good-looking Santa, too.
We just watched this 2 years ago, and I mean, the Santa, he can be very sweet. He can also be
violent.
Do you see this headline?
Man can throw down. Oh, it's so awesome.
Violent Night is the chlamydia of Christmas movies. This is a Rolling Stone article.
What an article title, man.
I love this movie so much. It's great. It's great. It's great. It's great. If you're a diehard fan for Christmas movies, watch Violent Night. Throw it in there.
Or a diehard fan.
Of anything. Oh, Die Hard.
Or a
Yeah,
diehard fan.
Die Hard. All right, let's moving on to dishonorable mentions. Heather, who you got?
I really didn't think of anybody, but then as we were talking about it, I'm not like a fan as much. If you think about like the things he kind of does, would be the Santa from Rudolph, just because like, I mean, so what, those toys were messed up. Did they have to go to an island all by themselves? And now you're like, oh yeah, maybe we'll rescue them. Like,
well, not to mention the elves played a song for him, and he's like, it needs work.
Well, it needs work. I have to go.
So it's like,
I don't know. And like you said, he's probably stressed, but like, you're Santa. Like, if anyone is supposed to like get it together, it's you. But I mean, give him grace. Give him grace. We all deserve grace. So I don't know. I didn't really have many dishonorable mentions, but he kind of, the more we talked about it, the more ick he gave me.
Manny, who was your dishonorable mention?
My dishonorable mention is the Santa Claus from A Christmas Story. He was a jerk. Amazingly. Like, first of all, they put him up on this, like, throne or something. He's all the way up there. And then with a big slide, it's all the way down where he just shoves the kids after he's like, get them off me, and just throws them down a slide. So I just think he's just intimidating, first of all, and it really brings
Why would you say that? Ho, ho, ho.
Then what's your name, little boy?
Yeah, man, especially those camera angles, they were so uncomfortable. Like,
Maybe
close.
it's because of your experience with Santa.
You know,
if you think about it, you're looking up, I could see it.
Wow, I could probably
psychologically speaking, I can see it.
You're like my therapist for this one.
I'm going to tell my therapist tomorrow.
I think maybe because of childhood trauma, that's probably why I don't like that Santa at all. And the only time where he actually sounds like a human being was when he says, "You'll shoot your eye out, kid."
You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
And then he kicks him in the face, throws him down.
Yeah, taps him with the foot.
Yeah.
Although, now that I think about it, I guess the Santa in Home Alone.
I know you're not the real Santa Claus.
What makes you say that? Just out of curiosity.
He's not dishonorable, but he's like that grungy Santa who's just like, he is trying so hard.
That guy's having a day.
And did you also know that while they were shooting that movie, that's literally his car breaking down.
That was not supposed to happen.
That was not supposed to happen in the movie. It was literally that cold. The car broke down, and it was just a great thing. So he's like, I'm just going to keep that in there. It was
Improv.
perfect. Yeah, improv. So it's neat.
I do have a few. One of them was the Santa Claus from Christmas Story. Yeah, immediately like, oh, you want that toy? Great, get off my lap.
A toy truck, get him off my lap. Who's whipping it?
Rudolph. I did have Stan, what's his face, as Stan Francis as Rudy, for Santa for Rudy. One, yeah, he is kind of a jerk in this one. Which is very un-Santa like. Even to the point where he goes to see Dasher. I think it was Dasher. Whichever one was Rudolph's dad, and then was excited. Oh yes, let me see this new reindeer, and he goes to see the baby Rudolph and was really happy, and then the nose, and instantly was, oh no.
Donner, You should be ashamed of yourself. What a pity. He had a nice takeoff, too.
He's different, heaven forbid. Yeah. And if anyone should not have that behavior, it really should be Santa.
Exactly.
So it's that reason in particular why I'm like, man, Santa's kind of a punk in this version. And then all of a sudden, when he is of use, well, now it changes everybody's mind.
That nose. That beautiful, wonderful nose.
I mean, Santa should have already been accepting and at least love him somewhat. You keep the character, keep his integrity, so that way I'll find something that you can be part of. I don't know. They could have rewrote a little bit of Santa. I still love don't get me wrong, I love Rudolph. I love that special. It is one of my favorites. But every time I get to that Santa scene, I'm like, Santa, you're a jerk.
Yeah, and I think for me, that's what it is. Like the nostalgia of it. You're like, that's the first Santa you think of, and then you're like, wait a second. The more I think about this, I don't like it. Not I don't like it, but I don't like him.
Yes. I have 3 other dishonorable mentions, and I want to say I do love these versions. I think they're hilarious. That doesn't mean that they are a good Santa. That's why they're on my dishonorable mention list. One of them is the Santa from the movie Shazam, if you guys have not seen this. Because it's... Oh, what was that face, Manny? You trying to remember it?
No, I am trying to remember it. I don't remember a Santa in Shazam.
In some ways, Santa's always here for you.
And then they had him again at the end.
Hiding behind innocent people who will now die.
From In Living Color, Homie Claus.
It's an observatory. Go ahead, why don't you put it on your head?
Now, again, I love Homie the Clown. Love him. Homie Claus is my favorite of all the Homie the Clown segments. Does not mean he's a good Santa.
He's an ignorant little fool.
The last dishonorable mention I have, and this is not for the kiddies, much like Violent Night. If you took Violent Night and made Santa, instead of being the hero, you made him the villain, you have Santa Slay.
It's not Slay. Slay. S-L-A-Y.
With wrestling legend Goldberg.
Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus.
I mean, he mercilessly murders tons of people in a very grotesque way in this movie. And I love it. It's not a very good movie. It's one of those B-level horror movies, but it's like, I'm sorry, the dude torches Fran Drescher. There is I will preface, if you do not like violence to animals, do not watch the movie. It is played up to comedic effect, but I laugh my butt off. He's a terrible Santa. Probably the biggest dishonorable mention you could give for Santa, but it's so funny. But now we're going to switch to our number 1 favorite Santas. So, Heather, who is your number 1 favorite?
We've already discussed this Santa to an extent, so I'm not going to go too deep into him. But for me, that's what she said. Tim Allen, Santa Claus films, and the Santa Clauses, the
Disney Plus show.
Yes, the TV show.
Nice.
Hi.
I was really good this year.
Is that so? Are you absolutely sure about that, Pamela?
I was so happy whenever they kept it going, came out with the show. It's have to watch it every year. I know we've talked a lot about his redemption arc, how he just becomes this embodiment. Just he is Santa. He is good. He is just everything you expect Santa to be eventually. Now, maybe not so much when you get into like the Santa Claus show, because it's kind of like, you know, I want to pass this on. But I do like in the Santa Clauses, we talked about Sarah and her milk. She's actually in the Santa Clauses TV show. She comes back, and I think it's whenever she's like kind of jaded. I think she's like jaded.
She's like a jaded.
And she puts out wine for Santa, if I remember correctly, or something like that. Like, all I know is I thought it was cool to keep Sarah's arc like fresh alive again.
Yeah, especially bringing back that character. So it was cool. I mean,
Bernard, bringing back everybody.
Bernard comes back too.
And I just love. I still to this day, I want to know
what love is.
Yes. I want to know what makes that hot chocolate so good. And I want to make it.
Not too hot. Extra chocolate.
Shaken, not stirred.
Yeah, I must say, you look pretty good for your age.
Thanks, but I'm seeing someone in wrapping.
All right, Manny, who's your number one?
Well, I don't know if anyone could see this one coming, but... But you may remember this Santa from a little TV special called Pee-wee's Playhouse Christmas Special.
Are you having a nice Christmas so far?
Oh, yeah, Pee-wee. Christmas is my favorite time of year.
I absolutely adore this Santa. He is so innocent and so sweet, especially when he comes into Pee-wee's Playhouse, and Pee-wee has all the cookies ready for him and everything, if he has the presents he asked him for.
Did you bring me all the presents I asked you for?
Well, yes, of course I did, Pee-wee.
Well, then help yourself.
With Santa being Santa, he just has this nice puppy dog eyes, and just like, there just wasn't enough presents for the other children of the world.
Your Christmas list was so big that I just didn't have enough presents for the other children in the world.
So he showed Pee-wee the true meaning of Christmas, and he was so sweet to just be like, you done all this for us. I want you to ride up on my sleigh with me.
Oh, and there's one other thing that you can give me, too.
What more do you want, Santa?
Your help in delivering these presents to the children of the world.
And it makes Pee-wee's night. It was great. But just, this Santa is a Santa that I've never seen in movies or TV shows or anything. I forgot the name of the actor. I apologize. But whoever did the casting for the Santa is just amazing. The voice, the mannerisms, and just the way he says ho, ho, ho. It's something different. He's like, ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Aaron Fletcher.
Oh, thank you.
You know, when he was born?
Where?
Wawa, Pennsylvania.
Interesting.
1927.
Wow.
The more you know.
Well, thank you, Aaron Fletcher. My God, it's Fletcher.
It's Fletcher.
Dad?
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas, everybody.
So yeah, that's, in a nutshell, that's my number one.
Well, my number one favorite is one that really gets overlooked by people who love Christmas movies. But I went with Richard Attenborough as Santa on Miracle on 34th Street, more specifically the 90s remake.
Now, Dasher, now, Dancer, now, Prancer and Vixen, now, Comet, now, Cupid, now, Donder and Blitzen! Hey!
I know that I've been the minority. I prefer the remake to the original. Again, I know that's not the common thing. Usually the original is a classic, but what sets it for me is Richard Attenborough.
Oh, no, this is the real Santa suit.
It's very nice.
I agree, it's lovely. Gold buttons, gold thread. just as real as me.
He is my absolute favorite Santa. His enthusiasm is so genuine as Santa. He gets genuinely excited and passionate about what it means, not just to be benevolent, but to be just an example of what the Christmas spirit should be. He says at one point in the movie, I'm not just a benevolent figure that has a really prickly and charming demeanor. I'm a symbol.
I'm a symbol of the human ability to be able to suppress the selfish and hateful tendencies that rule the major part of our lives.
And he stays that way. He's just charming and loving. And the scene, it almost makes me tear up and smile at the same time every single time I watch the movie. And I will get mad at my children if they interrupt me when I'm watching that scene. But it's the scene when he's sitting in the Kohl's store and the little girl sits on his lap who's deaf. I don't know if you guys have seen it, Manny and Heather.
I have not. I have not seen it.
It is the sweetest thing I have ever seen in any Christmas movie, because this poor girl sits in his lap and the mom tells Santa, you don't have to talk to her. She's deaf. She just wanted to see you. And the heartbreak that is on his face of, oh, that is a gut punch. And he takes a deep breath, he repositions her, and then he starts signing to her. And to see her face just light up.
You are a very beautiful young lady.
And then to see the mom come over and be beside herself and so touched that he, one, knew this, and two, was willing to do this for her daughter, and he was just so happy. And then she takes the child and leaves, and then to see the heartbreak fall on his face again as she leaves, because he knows that's going to be tough for her. It's just a few minutes, but that's the kind of Santa Claus this is. He loves people, and he knows people, and watch any moment with him and try not to smile, because it's almost impossible. It's cheesy, it's hokey, it's 90s cheese. It really is. But I don't know. I like my Christmas movies with a little cheese, and I want it to. It can be sappy, but it's no Hallmark movie. It's cute. It's adorable, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Richard Attenborough is my favorite Santa.
He looks like Santa. Like it's a good fit. Like, and it doesn't even look like his beard's fake or anything like that. Like, it's Santa.
I've never seen it, so that's kind of interesting. I'd like to check it out.
I completely forgot about it until you said that, and then I was like, oh shoot, that is Santa. Like, yeah, we can watch it.
A far better character than the one he played on Jurassic Park.
Spare no expense.
Exactly. But that is going to be it as far as this particular topic goes. But we do have our segment for the episode. So we're going to throw it over to Splat Stanley and see what our segment is. So, Splat Stanley, what segment we got, bud?
Ho, 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 everyone! Naughty or nice, time to spin the wheel. Like I'm on the naughty list.
Mona's Mailbag is a segment that we're doing.
These are for you!
All right, well, it seems fitting. Santa gets letters all the time from people, so we have we got some emails. We haven't done Mona's Mailbag for quite a while, and I've got one, maybe two to go through here. and I've got to say, for anyone who sends emails into us, thank you so much. I am slow at responding to these because trying to keep the podcast going it's a constant. So I am slow to respond to your emails, but please, I do get them and I share them with the crew and I love getting them. So thank you to all of you. If I don't respond, nudge me if you need a response from me, because again, life be busy and doing the podcast be busy. I don't want to neglect you guys.
Life is lifing.
Life is lifing.
We don't do these in NBC studios or nothing. It's literally just so.
It's just us still trying to do life at the same time. But that being said, this email comes from a longtime follower, Al Daniel. And this was in response to our Nick Celebrities episode. And Al says, "Hi, Alex." Hi, Al. "Your mention of Adam Oates' appearance on Guts unlocked a memory of a quintessential world collision for a New England 90s kid who was a bit of a sports enthusiast at the time. And there are a couple of factoids related to Oates that might intrigue you as a Jim Carrey fan. In his days with the Bruins," I'm hoping I say that right, I don't know any of this, "Oates was best known for making the passes or assists to set up line mate Cam Neely's goals. Neely has also done a little acting, most notably as Seabass in Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, awesome.
Furthermore, Oates was eventually traded to the Washington Capitals in a deal that had 3 players apiece switching teams. One of those coming in return to Boston was a young goalie named Jim Carrey, with a single R instead of 2 R's. Though obviously spelled differently, Carrey embraced his common moniker with a Hollywood A-lister and the nickname that came with it, Ace Ventura Net Detective."
Oh, that's cool.
Clever.
And Al goes on to talk about the upcoming episode that we were doing at the time, the So Weird episode. There are so many other fun facts to unpack from today's episode, but I thought I'd share that one with you. And having never even heard of So Weird until it was mentioned in the Season 8 overview, I look forward to learning something new next time. Splat you later, Al.
Oh, that's sweet.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate all the emails that you've sent in. There is one email. I've shared it with the whole crew. Al, this is towards you directly. It was your treats, your presents. It was your Weird Al moments, if you will. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I loved those, and I actually want to do something very special with those in the future. So thank you so much for those.
Like, amazingly genius. Seriously.
Alrighty, and I do have one other email. Actually, it's 2. His name is Steve. No, he's not from Blue's Clues, but this Steve found us over on X, formerly known as Twitter, of all places, and had commented a few things. Travis also does this a lot for us, which I love. We have some fans out there who give us episode suggestions on things they would like to see in future episodes, which I love to have. If you guys have ideas, throw them our way, because we might not have thought of some of these before. But this one in particular, Steve had reached out via X, like I said, and said, "Here was this idea. I had some others, but I don't want to bog down your comment section." I said, "Well, send this an email." So Steve did. And this is what Steve had to say. So Steve says, "Okay, so which stage manager character do you prefer, Ross or Kevin? Perhaps an idea for a Versus episode? The question I have always had, what other jobs, and are they the same job? Why is their relationship with the cast members so different? Is just their personality so different that one is able to get dominance on the cast right away and the other one is walked all over? Anyway, I was watching the 1988 Kids' Choice Awards, and they had Les Lai as Ross in it, and he is out of character. The Ross on You Can't Do That on Television is clever, cunning, often conning the kids out of money and just outsmarting them. On the 88 Kids' Choice Awards, he is a buffoon who keeps messing up and is walked all over. He is more like Kevin from All That than Ross from You Can't Do That on Television. And you know who were two of the co-hosts from that events? Brian Robbins and Dan Schneider. Coincidence? Thank you for your time, Steve. And Steve also sent me one today, I think, of all days. So this was very, very timely. Said, I do have a verses suggestion. I don't know if you guys can do music-based verses, but I have always compared them as a kid. Them being the subject line, All That versus the Keenan and Kel theme. Which is better, the theme song to All That or the theme song to Keenan and Kel? Though I guess you could also compare the opening as a whole, the visuals as well, though All That changed over the seasons while Keenan and Kel stayed the same, but you can decide on that. Anyway, thanks, Steve. So, thank you, Steve, for your suggestions. One was a versus suggestion, and one was a character study suggestion. We don't have a whole lot of character study suggestions, it's still fairly new. So I love both those suggestions. We've not really done a versus on music before. We have had a couple music-based episodes, but never in a versus. That could be an interesting thing to do. Maybe as a March Madness or something like that. So it's not like just
an elimination bracket.
Yeah. Like, because we did that for the Pete and Pete Citizens of Wellsville over March. So maybe something like that. Just pick various songs from Nickelodeon shows and pick which one is the best. I have my suspicion on what the immediate response would be, but we'll see. But either way,
Girls' Room could do a boy band off. I was just thinking of Backstreet Boys, and
that's a good idea.
Yeah,
5 Seconds of Summer.
They're not a boy band.
But anyway, that is going to be it for our episode on Top 5 Favorite Santas. And as always, we do have a closing question for all of you Slimesters out there. And our closing question is, how did you feel about Santa when you were young? We know how Manny felt. How did you feel? You can write to us via email at splatattack2021@gmail.com. DM us on all of our socials. Just look for Splat Attack Podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. It's right down there. Just a clickety-click. Interact with us wherever you can. We're always happy to hear from you, even if I'm slow to respond. But until the next episode, will you two lovely people help me close up the studio, please? I've got to make sure that I double-check my Christmas list, because if anything, Nitpick will definitely tell me that if I have any spelling errors that I wrote.
Aye, aye, co-captain. Just make sure you are good this year.
I have nothing to worry about. I have Santa on speed dial.
Really? Well, okay. Bye, Slimesters. Can you give me that number? I want to say how much he's traumatized me.
Happy holidays!
Happy holidays! Merry Christmas!
Happy holidays.
This episode was recorded at Splat Attack Studios, at Virtual Home Studios, though none in Florida.